Oregon, it's so great to be in Florida, see so many tan people out there. You know, in Oregon, we don't tan, we rust. Right? It's a little more wet, a little less sunshine. In fact, when I thought about the white party that's coming up tomorrow, I thought, shoot, I could just come in my birthday suit. My wife said that is not a good idea. I definitely recruited up when I married my wife. So I want to talk about recruiting up just a little bit, and I want to do two things. One, I want to give you a call to action right up front. If you're taking notes, stop and think for a second while I tell the story about some people that you know that are large center of influence. Maybe somebody that's been on your chicken list. Who's the person who you know that's not a Legal Shield, who makes probably the most money of anybody else you know? Right? Who has large center of influence, who has been on your shipping list, and who is already very successful financially, or maybe they're successful in other ways. Who's the president of your local Rotary or your Kiwanis, someone like that, who's active in your community. Put them on your list. Here's what can happen. So a gentleman on our team, Justin Wynn, was working his way to director progressively over time, but was out in the area looking to just network. And he ran across a gentleman who owned a large mortgage company and met him just long enough to get the appointment, sparked his interest. The gentleman just had a $2,600 letter written by an attorney, so he was interested in what Legal Shield had to offer. But Justin knew that this was recruiting up, so he brought in an executive director on our team, Steve Mobley, who wasn't even his upline, to do the full presentation. Steve came in, did the presentation. The gentleman liked it so well, he saw the opportunity to make an extra $500. Now this is the important point. He started coming to one of the 3 weekly events we had in the Portland area at that time, ended up bringing the whole team. How many people remember K.O. Campbell?
Yeah.
Made a 6-figure ring in his first year, made platinum executive director in his first year. We recruited up simply by following the system and plugging it into a live event. Second, I had a call from the company that said, we have a lead for you. You guys remember that? And I talked to this gentleman who was opening a business. I told him a small business line. Are you open to the business? Let me set up my business. He did. I set him up with an associate. He connected me with the gentleman because they were friends, but I was the third-party expert in that case, whose name was Ron Schmidt. A lot of people you know Ron. Ron had a very successful multi-million-dollar insurance agency, but because he saw the opportunity to simply make some extra money, he's working his way to the $50,000 ring, but because in this case, and I'm going to ask you to look in the mirror and ask yourself if you can be that third-party expert, because I believe you can be. In many cases, you know what to say, you know what to do, and that's why it's so important we're available for our team to move them up to that area. How many people have at least 5 people on your list who make more money, who are very successful in their community? Excellent. What I leave you with is, when will you call them? When will you go out and approach them? When will you introduce them to somebody in your organization, somebody on your team that may match with them or just may have more status? Frankly, I didn't have more status than Ron Schmidt, but I had more status than Legal Shield. And so he knew enough to listen to me long enough, which is about actually there being like a 30-minute phone call. You guys ever get on those calls and you just match with somebody? You just feel like we could be friends, and I truly believe that Ron and I will be friends for life. All because somebody said, here, let's introduce you to, and go from there. So the system works, you work the system, definitely recruit up, have confidence, because we have what people are looking for, they just haven't seen it yet. Yeah. You can be the part of the people, you can be the part that helps show them a bigger way, a better way of life than we have. So, thank you very much, appreciate the opportunity. That's right.
Let's give it up for Steve too, because Steve, he designed this whole panel. He told us all what we were going to talk about, and then if you asked him, he said, I can give you individual notes for that too, and he did. So, I mean, it really is. I mean, it's team teammate makes the dream work, like Chip always says. But, you know, my topic really is have an event strategy. And how many of you all realize that recruiting is a process, not an event?
Yeah.
Right? You've all heard that before. So it's a process, not an event. Here's what's so important about that. It's event is all part of the process. At some event, a person either says yes or no, right? But your job as an associate, as a recruiter, is to orchestrate orchestrate, as Dale said, the fortunes and the follow-up, but orchestrate the follow-up events. And so you're moving a person from event to event to event. So what is an event?